Hey everyone, this is Mike from Artificial Antics. I had heard about this from at least two people last week. This is the Moshi AI product by a company called, I think it's Kyutai. And really the big thing here is that they're promising our real-time voice, which we know that ChatGPT 4.0 is okay with the voice, but the latency is kind of annoying, right? Like sometimes it'll interrupt you and you go back and forth with it. It really doesn't hit the mark, right? So this is super low latency. It's supposed to talk to you kind of like a human would. So I'm not gonna dig into the product directly myself, though I've watched a few videos on it. I'm gonna kind of go through one of the videos that I did watch, and we'll kind of go through it together here. I'll give you my take on this, and we'll go from there. So I wanted to do this as kind of a different thing than we normally do for the newsletter and the AI tool of the week. Moshi is still going to make it into the tool of the week. I think the low latency is definitely really working correctly, and I like the idea that this is open source so that you can build it into other products. I'm going to go ahead and hit play, and we'll take a look at this thing. So here we go.
Which means all of these applications are usable, or there's some sort of action. That is the filter we apply here. And starting with the very first one, somebody has done the unthinkable. They have shipped a version of OpenAI's GPT-4o voice assistant that everyone was so excited about. And people thought it was going to come out in the coming weeks, but they pushed the release date to fall. And now we have a brand new company out of France named Kyutai Labs unveiling the open source Moshi AI. What is
So Kyutai Labs. And one thing that I'm going to note here, right, is that I swear every week I see a new thing that's going to be an OpenAI killer, right? Oh my gosh, OpenAI, they should be really afraid. This kind of reminded me when I was playing World of Warcraft, and every game that got released was a WoW killer, right? And World of Warcraft is still alive and strong, not necessarily as heavily subscribed to today, but you know it took a long time for their downfall, and I don't believe OpenAI is going away anytime soon, as we'll see in this demo here.
the Moshi AI? It is a web interface that is super low latency and you can talk to it. Now, it tries to be the voice assistant, okay? I'm not saying it is just as good as their demos.
Speak with a French accent and tell me a poem about Paris.
Paris, the city of love, where time stands still.
Or even close. Their base model has 7 billion parameters, whereas the state-of-the-art models like GPT-4o or Anthropic's models probably have around 400. It's not exactly this close, but Meta is training Llama 3 with 400 billion parameters.
Yeah, so quick note here. This was one distinction that I noticed right away, right? This model is, you know, I don't want to call it a toy, but that's kind of what it is, right? It's a smaller model. It's more homegrown, grassroots. Again, I love what they're doing. It's the tool of the week, but I just want to, let people know that, like, this is not going to stand up to your Claude 3.5 Sonnet, right? That just released, which I do think, honestly, for a lot of things, is better than OpenAI. ChatGPT for at least this moment.
That is supposed to be their competitor for GPT-4o. That's why I'm assuming this. And the most interesting thing about this is they're going to be open sourcing the code for this little real-time voice assistant. So people are going to be building it into their applications. Expect to see this all over the place soon. So enough talk. Let's just hop into this. Let's try this out, shall we? Because there's two versions of this. First of all, moshi.chat. And secondly, if you're in the US, us.moshi.chat. These different versions are needed because the main selling point of this is that the latency is super low, meaning you can speak to it and it just responds right away. You can interrupt it. It promises to have emotional awareness and tone modification in its voice, just like the voice assistant had. So if I go to moshi.chat, you will be presented with this interface and I can just type in my email, okay? The way this works is they integrated a queue. This is not a waitlist. This means if a lot of people are using this application, it will take you a while to be accepted and for you to be let in here. All right, so I'll type in my email, say join queue. All right, let's give it.
This queue thing is pretty standard practice, at least with a lot of these free products and models that you'll find on places like Hugging Face. I will note that a conversation is limited to 5 minutes maximum. That's something that I read right off the cuff. So,
with this shot, as you can see, we got in right away. It might take a few minutes in other cases. So let's talk to it.
Sure, how about this? It's about a man who was arrested for possession of marijuana.
All right, you know what? Forget about that. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Oh, I'm a machine learning system. I'm designed to help people like you.
Okay, that's great. Can you talk to me in a different voice? Maybe
Not
start
really.
whispering
I'm not a
and be a
human.
little mysterious?
That's right. I don't have a body, but I do have a voice.
Okay, let's try again. Speak to me in a whispering voice.
I think I'll stick to my normal voice.
Why are you so rude, man?
No, speak to me as if you were
It's
whispering.
not my normal voice.
Change your voice to whisper.
I can't.
Why not? You're
I
supposed
don't
to be
have a
able to do
voice.
this.
I'm only a machine.
Adjust your voice to whisper, please.
I'll do my best.
Finally, inner peace.
How are you doing?
Not so good. I'm still working on it.
Why are you not
It
whispering?
sounds like Siri
I
to me.
can't. I'm just a machine.
Okay, forget about it. Can you detect emotion in my voice?
Yes, I can.
All right, let's try it. What emotion
I'm doing
is
it.
this?
I can detect happiness.
Moshi, you're really pissing me off. You're not adjusting your voice and you're not performing as
I'm
you should.
doing my best.
And you're interrupting me.
I'm trying to help.
What emotion was that?
I can't. I'm a just machine.
Well, okay, as you could see from that little test, this didn't really work as expected. During some of my other testing, sometimes it got it right, but let's be real, most of the time it was rather annoying. It interrupts you. The latency is really good, but it interrupts you. The model is obviously not very capable. Most of the time it's not able to pick up on these requests, and the emotional awareness that they sort of advertise, they say that it's able to pick up on the emotion in your voice, is not really present. I was actively shouting at it and I asked it what emotion was that, and it told me, you sound excited and happy. So maybe let's give it one last shot. Hey, I want you to change your voice so it sounds like you're whispering. Whisper from here on out, okay?
Takes some practice.
There you go.
What?
Yes. Can you speak a bit more mysteriously?
I'm kind of like a conjurer of radio. I can't really do that, but I can tell you a secret.
Please tell me a secret.
There's a secret that I've been keeping for years.
What is it?
It's about our shared history.
Tell me more.
Well, we first met at a charity event, didn't we?
Yes. Yes, we did. Hello? Yes.
And then we ended up here. That's how we met.
That's a secret?
It's a secret.
You wouldn't understand.
Okay, so there you go. Now it worked. It is fun to play with. So I would recommend you just check it out at the time of this recording. It's completely free. They're going to open source the whole thing. Very interesting development in the AI space. I expect to see this in a lot of apps as this is going to be open source.
Yeah, so I appreciate that that he did it again. I'll do a call out to this channel in the description here on the video, and so this is really one of those things where we've got to be careful about listening to and getting really excited that everything's going to be an OpenAI killer or everything's a ChatGPT killer. Most of the time it's not. Most of the time these are clickbait. Thumbnails right, and they want to get clicks, so they optimize for that. So it becomes kind of a race to who can say the most exciting thing and get somebody to click. I will say that I like what they're doing with Moshi here, Kyutai. And I'm excited to see how this evolves. I really like the fact that this is open source, so you can use it to build your own apps and not have to pay for a third-party service like OpenAI. That gets really expensive, right? And I like the fact that there's a low latency in this. I do think that this is... ChatGPT isn't perfect, right? And this clearly isn't perfect either. I'm only a machine. Even its grammar was incorrect in a lot of cases here. But I appreciate the fact that they've gone out and tried to do something like this, and not even tried, but they've got a really solid thing here, that tool here that I think will just get better and better, right? And that's it for me today on this AI Byte clip. I will see y'all back in the lab soon.